Hello and welcome back to Minecraft All the Mods 10. Ooh, there's a bee. Okay, so looking at our colony, I've gone ahead and shoved some more of the stuff at the builder that he wanted. And I got our area set up the way I said I was going to down below. So we have basically pushed through some power and the applied energistics cable. I went underneath so it didn't connect to this stuff, so it would use its own set of 8 channels, because I have 5 things here, and I was already using 5 of the 8 possible channels, so that would have left me short. So I pushed through underneath, came up, we should be ready to go. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and encode the quartz glass because I ran out of it making patterns, so we'll do that. Where did I put the other thing? I think it's a level down, right? Yeah, there it is. Alright. Boop. Put you in. There we go. We actually have 2 patterns in now. Okay. So we are going to want to basically make electric versions of a bunch of the modern industrialization machines. These guys. 2, 3, 4, 5. So we don't actually need the macerator. I don't think. Because we're using our, what's it called? Sag mill, to get the dust and stuff. And I'm not setting that up down there for ore processing. I'm setting it up for automating the making of parts. So we're going to need cutting machine, wire mill, compressor, mixer, and we actually have one machine that already built that we're going to move. And that is this guy, the polarizer. So let's start with moving the polarizer. There we go. This is also how I know that those electrical cables work, is because I already had it on this. So we're going to sit you right there. Bam. You are polarizer. You are good. You are connected. Yeah, so normally the modern industrialization stuff only uses its own cables, but obviously someone intelligent in pack building went ahead and went, no, this is all going to use the same power system. So, all right. What now? Now we need the electric versions of these other things. And as you can see, I've already kind of brought it up. So we're going to need just a few things. So let's get... Actually, having a furnace would help as well, wouldn't it? I've only got really the 5 spots, mainly because I don't want those touching. As you can see, there's this at the back here, and we'll end up turning on the item auto-eject once we've got it all set up, but that's going to be the key. Let's go ahead. Let's see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I have 5 spots. I would need to expand out that way if I wanted to do more, and even then, I only have 8 channels available, so I'd only be able to do 3 more. I might end up doing it, but not right now. Anyway, we need the pattern things. So let's... do we want to get that ready, or do I want to get these machines ready? That becomes the real question. So I'm going to need maybe the mixer first. Yeah, see, look at all of this stuff that we're going to need to make. Alright, so we're going to need... Oh, man, maybe we do the compressor first. Yeah, see, this is gonna be a lot. Alright, let's... You know what? Instead of this, I know I'm gonna end up having to type this in again. Let's just go with the... Where is it? That's the extended version. There you are, the pattern provider. Alright. Do I want to encode this? Sure, we're going to encode that. Now you know how to make more of you. We're going to probably need that. And that. And... Oh boy. Can you... Okay, you'll do it with that. Good. And then we hit R on that so that we get the right one. Aha. There we go. Alright, now we've got 5 patterns all set up to go right in there. Boom. And you can see we're going to need more of these. We just flat out are going to need more, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and tell it to make 5 of these things for me. So I want to go this. I want to go give me 5. There we go. It thinks it has all the stuff it needs. So we're going to do that. We can always check on the process here. You can see it's crafting the tables it needs. It's crafting all the little bits it needed beforehand, and done. Back to the terminal. We have 5. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 gets them all online. Now we can go ahead and just turn the auto item eject on, and that is basically ready to go. We will obviously need to supply patterns, but the machine itself is set up. So now we can just get these machines set up, and that part of the process will be done. Now, this is the hard part, is going to be making these machines without the automation. Because the electric machines are a bit of a pain. Alright, so we're going to need, let's see, before we make most of these things, we're going to need most of these other things. So we're going to want the cutting machine. Before we have the cutting machine, we're going to want a way to make the lubricant, which means the mixer. The mixer is going to require a bunch of stuff, but I think it might actually be about the least amount. There is the compressor. Oh, compressor requires a lot of stuff. Let's see. The cutting machine itself, yeah, the cutting machine takes quite a bit. Do I need anything else other than that? Because do I need the furnace? I do kind of want the furnace, but the wire mill is the other thing. Motor, yeah, I think the mixer first. Mixer first is probably going to be the good thing here. Okay, so let's go up to our pattern terminal here, because we're going to want some of these bits and bobs. So let's see. For starters, let's start with this. We're going to come to the polarizer part of the pattern and encode that. Just like so. Is that going to be right? I guess we'll find out. We can always fix this later, but there we go. Now we have it here. It should push those into the polarizer and push back out. In point of fact, do we have the... Yeah, see, we don't have the parts to do it, but we can get one. Actually, we're going to need more steel even. How was I making steel before? Let's hit R on this. Try to remember how we were doing this, because it wasn't quite too... Were we making steel dust, or... Oh, you know what? I'll bet it was just the alloy smelting. Yeah, that makes the most sense. Alright. Sounds like it's raining, and it's night. Okay, let's, take care of that. Oh, if you guys didn't notice, the, machine we made last time, the actually additions machine, is not, firing. I put a switch on it, or a lever, so that it would stop because it was annoying me. I'll just basically run it when I don't need to be nearby. That is that. That is that. And you are you. There we go. That'll make us some more steel. We'll be able to take just a bit of steel. I have one, and it's locked, so that's fine. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a rod so that we can test... Let's see, cutting machine. There we go. Steel rod. Boop. Excellent. All right, we have a steel rod. We just need to go to any of these terminals because we are not encoding. And we should be able to go Give me one of those, please. Start. And it's running. And it's crafting. And what we're going to do is we're going to go check. Now, by the time I get there, it might already be done. Which it appears it is. And there it is. Magnetic steel rod. Alright, we have that. So we are going to need motor. Let's see. Tin cables. Alright, yeah, we're going to need a bunch of these bits and bobs. You know what? I think I'm going to get this one done on camera, show you the idea, and then maybe finish up the rest of the machines as we go. Although there is one more thing we're going to need once we get this guy going. But, so we have, let's see, how much of this stuff do we have? Not much. Same here, not much. Copper wire. We have some copper. I'm gonna see. All right, so my mouse started doing that weird double click thing again. It had stopped for a while, but oh well. All right, I'm gonna make a bunch of parts. How about that? I'll just make a bunch of these parts off camera and be back shortly to then get stuff assembled and patterned. We'll be right back. Alright, I am back. I have made a whole bunch of parts. I haven't really done any math on things other than, you know, the ratio I needed for things like this, the battery plates, because, well, I only have a limited amount of that stuff. But I think we should be good. I was making, some of this stuff so I can run this, because I was getting low on gold, so I was like, yeah, let's get some piglin going and get some gold. Alright. Now, let's get a few of these machines made, or at least as far along as I can get them before I discover I forgot something. Alright, so, let's see. Make like 4 of them, because I don't know how many I'm going to need, but it's probably more than 4. You guys? Yeah, let's, make 8. And you guys... There we go. I guess I made 9 because reasons. You. Okay. 4? Sure. Let's get 4 of those made. Let's get... Ooh, steel casing, huh? We're probably going to need a few of those. Let's go ahead and just make like 4 of the steel casings. Or we'll make 2. You know. Redstone. Oh, right. I need to make... I skipped a step. Nope, that's the wrong thing. What was I looking at? This guy. You. Tin cables. I made a bunch of that stuff. Let's get some of those going. Alright. I'm still on the wrong thing. I wanted that. Batteries. Let's get 4 of these. I'm being a little conservative with this stuff. We got... We'll make 2. Because I know we're going to need at least that. Alright, so we need a motor. We have the stuff for a motor. We need 2 of these. We need that. So we need this. Like so. 2 of these. Done. And there is our electric mixer. Excellent. Alright. We're on the wrong floor for this. Let's pop down. And there we go. Alright, we got our electric mixer. On to the next machine. What should we do next? Well, we should probably do the cutting machine. But that is going to require a lot of other stuff. What else do we got that we need? The wire mill? Ooh, the compressor. That one's going to be a big one. Yeah, I don't know if we've got the stuff for that. Yeah, let's see. Let's get the, these guys. So we need like 4 of these. We do not have the steel rods. Okay, so we're going to need to make some more parts here and there. There is something else we're going to have to set up for the electric mixer, but I think that's going to be a next episode thing. I just kind of want to get these parts all sorted. Let's do like... Oop, I wanted one more. There we go, 24. Let's press these into plates. Then we will... No, we don't press these into plates. We put these in the cutting machine. Like that. Alright. The other ones we can press into plates because we're going to need a bunch more plates too. So how far along are you? We'll wait for one more. We'll make 32 more plates. Come on. Come on. There we go. We'll get that going. Alright. That'll probably be enough. We'll make another jump cut here and come back when we've got those more steel bits ready. Alright, we got our additional steel bits. Where did the other thing go? There you are. Bam, more of you. Alright. My hunger is getting low. I think I had one more item in my storage here that was, you know, something I could eat. I've kind of given up on getting hearts from it, but I figured I should go ahead and do it while I have it. It was the golden nether banana. Let's eat that. Oh, hey, that gives effects. Regen, resistance, fire resistance. Oh, neat. Okay. Not that I particularly care, but, you know, whatever. Let's see. What was I doing? I was trying to make one of these machines. Probably the compressor? Right, I was trying to make the compressor, which required that. Okay, so I need some more of our magnetic steel rods. Next, start, do that. Okay, while that's going on, let's look at the next bit. Alright, so we got that. You can kind of look at this. It says crafting 3. 2. Yeah, because unfortunately there's not much you can do about speeding that up other than making them in batches, because, you know, the electric machines in this mod speed up as you make more of the same thing. So, you know, a little interesting tidbit. 1, alright, we want to get all 3 of these at once if possible. Or 4, I mean. Which is not possible because of that. Alright, so we need more of you. That'll do. And let's see, let's hit you on that. There we go, because that's really the only thing it's used for. Excellent. Alright. Pistons. I need more of these. Good. Good. Alright, so we got our 4 pistons. We still need our analog circuits. Alright, so we need 2 more of you. Four more of you. We should be able to do these in a single craft, because we had one left over. And 2 of you. Then go like that, and have 2 of them. And bam, there is our electric compressor. Alright, so having this means we'll be able to make all the plates and stuff in here if we want. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We have room for 2 more machines. I am going to have to cut the corner here and put in some final machines, I've realized, because there are some things that we're just plain going to need. We're also going to end up having to hook up this guy, our electric blast furnace, to the network, and kind of set up a couple of other bits and bobs. I think that'll be next time, though. I know I'm putting a bunch of stuff off to next time, But I mean, we're 2/3 of the way through this episode length already, and I've still got 2 machines to make. So, all right. Speaking of, let's get on to the next machine. Macerator's one we're going to have to add on. So is the furnace, as is. We don't have it listed here, but the centrifuge. Those are the 3 additional machines I'm going to end up making in addition to the 5 we have planned, but we can get to that when we get to that. Let's see. I've already got a mixer. I've not the macerator yet, not the furnace yet. Cutting machine. That would be a good one to add, but I think we're going to do the electric wire mill first. So we need 4 more motors, another basic machine hull, 2 analog circuits. Okay, more of all of this. Got it. So to start, we're going to need 4 of the polarized steel thingies. You, give me 4. Next, go do that. All right. Next on the agenda, we'll skip that at the moment. Let's get to this. We're going to need... All right, so we'll need 3 of these in total. So let's prep for that. You know what? I'm going to make 4 because I know we're going to need at least another machine hull. So, okay, we've done that. We're on the wire mill now. Wire mill. So let's get this. Oh, well, I am out of gold plates. All right, well, this is the reason why I was getting more gold. Speaking of, let's grab those, shove that in there, get a little bit of gold out of this. Let's grab like half a stack. Just a nice little way to supplement our gold. It is raining out, and that is an annoying noise. Annoying for recording. I mean, it's fine in real life. A little relaxing even, but for recording, yeah, that's annoying. Alright. That is going to do that. Alright, what else are we going to need? Might as well look while we're waiting. Right, those bits. All of that bit. We're going to make 2 more, so we're going to probably make 4 more batteries. Because I do want to look at something. In order to get more antimony, in order to make more battery stuff, we are going to need the steel drills. The steel drills do, in fact, use analog circuits. So we do have to save enough for, more batteries. Because, no, not batteries. There's no battery stuff needed in that. All right, it uses the circuits, not the hull. Okay, that should be fine then. Good. All right. We've got to be thinking ahead on this, because we're going to need the materials to make the gold drills, which will include that stuff, but I guess that doesn't use the antimony, so we don't necessarily need that. Everything from this should be able to be gotten from the bronze drills, which are much simpler. We are going to need to do the bronze, though, so we will be using the mixer for the dust, and that's why I want to get a furnace, is so that I can automate the process of turning the bronze dust into bronze. So that will ultimately be the thing, and it'll just be automated. It'll be something we don't really touch once it is set up. All right, so let's see here. We were working on the wire mill. We were specifically working on these. Let's see. Yeah, we needed 4 more, I think. Yep. Good. I'm going to do that just because. We're probably going to end up using more anyway. Oh, wow. That's a problem. I've now used up all of those, so I need even more parts. All right, I'm going to grab a stack of copper. I'm going to turn this into wire. We'll be right back. Alrighty, we're getting the last couple bits here done once again. Boop, there we go. Alright, let us get this done. Go. Alright, so we are looking at these, and we'll put those in so that they do the thing. We have 4. That is the wrong thing. Here we go. Let's see, we need you. Alright, so we're going to need the machine casings again. We're going to get 2 more of those. We are going to get 2 more of these. We are going to get 4 more of these, which was just the amount of wiring that we had. So we're going to need more wires or cables. Oh boy, we ran out of the tin stuff, but let's see. 1, 2. Okay. And yep, we're out of tin. All right. Let's see about getting these motors done. Oh, we need the tin cables for that too, so we're going to need to process some more tin. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, one more time, this time with tin. Hopefully we will have what we need when we come back after this break. Alrighty, last of these are getting done. There we are. Excellent. Let's... Oh, not like that. Alright, let's get a quick move on here. Boingy. Alright. Boop, boop. Let's get our tin cables made. Just a handful there. And were we done? No, we needed motors. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Since our polarized rods were ready. And there we go. We have our electric wire mill. Now we can theoretically do all the wire mill stuff like what we were just doing inside here and have it put directly into the system. Alright. You can see from the amount of random parts I have had to build exactly why I want to automate this. Let's see. What one did we still have left that I was going to do? Oh, right. The cutting machine. This one's going to be a little more complicated. I should have... Do I not? Hang on. I know why it's doing that. I was like, I thought I made the thing for it. That's because it kept one in there. There we go. Alright. Looks like it's about night, so I might as well sleep since I'm basically here. Alright, let's get that cutting machine done, and then we can kind of plan for the next episode. Alright, so, cutting machine. Let's get our 2, it appears. Steel rods magnetized. Start that. Alrighty. We are going to need a conveyor. Oh, we're going to need 2 more of those, so we're going to actually need 4. Analog circuits, we're going to need this whole mess again. So let's go ahead and do those. And get a couple of these. And get... Where are you? 2 of these. And I think we're actually going to need 1 more set of the transistors. Or resistors, whatever. We're going to do 2, though. Alright, good, good, good. That should be those guys. Alright. How are we doing? Alright, well, we're going to need these, so let's go ahead and get those 2 done. We can tell it to make 2 more for the other ones we're going to need. We'll come back to that after we have made our conveyor. There we go, we got that. The Invar rotary blade. Now, do I have the stuff? I do have the stuff for that. What about the diamond dust? I can just flat macerate some of this stuff. Diamond? Alright, let's get, I suppose, 4 it was going to take? That's not what I wanted. Do I want to sag mill it, or do I want to... You know, let's use the macerator to make sure we've got the right one. And it is for reasons like this, and for things like making the wood pulp to make paper, to make the rubber sheets, which is why we're going to end up needing a macerator. So we'll do that. We're almost done, and we're a little bit past time. One more pause since this thing is slow. Alright, got our diamond dust. That should be the last thing we really need to finish this craft other than stuff we already have. Cutting machine, inverter blade, bam, got that. We need 2 more of our motors. And of course, I'm turned into a liar exactly that second. Alright, you know what? Here's a steel ingot. We should be able to come right down here to our... Oh, wait. The machine I need for the last part is the one I'm building. Ain't that about typical? Alright, fortunately this one doesn't take very long, and we can go a little bit long. It doesn't matter. Alright. Here's this. You go there. Oops. There we go. And... bam! Electric cutting machine. Now, we're going to need lubricant for that, but that's why we have the mixer. But we're going to have some issues with that. So, let's get this in. I am going to populate these things with most of the patterns and get this area cleared up and set up so that we can have our 3 additional machines over here. We'll do that. We will also handle a couple of other things that we're going to need to make the mixer and the cutting machine work next time. So, what did we do? Well, we got these machines built. We got this whole area set up. We have a demonstration here of these machines. We want to turn on the auto eject, which we will on all of these. And there we go. I'll put some patterns in. We'll get this mostly automated. And we will be back next time to finish that process up and deal with, well, a few of the other sticky parts of this. But that is going to do it for this episode. So, until next time, have a good one.